Well, did I feel what? Did you feel the energy that came through around 10 something, almost 11 o'clock? This would be Eastern Standard Time, and I'm not so sure what time it would have been where you're at, but it wasn't a good energy. It wasn't a good energy that came through at all. It was it was like a heaviness. It was like an energy that had the ability, if something could go wrong, the energy was going to make it go wrong. This energy that flowed through, and you may have noticed maybe someone, got overwhelmed with negative energy. Maybe they had an outburst. Maybe somebody got in an argument. Maybe something broke. Um, some type of a negative energy that flowed through around 11 something. This is probably about the time of this one. It's was around 11:45, perhaps. If you notice something happening out of nowhere, something just like more or less manifested. Did you feel it? Did you see it? Did you sense it? That's the question, you all. And I know the weather is very cold for some people. Some states, they've got lots of snow, and I don't know how they're coping, especially if they're not prepared. The weather, the coldness and stuff, you all. How's it going where you're at? Even though they're not allowing any comments on here, you all, it is kind of hard at times when you get on here and the algorithms does not allow the comments to come through on this live stream until they determine uh, if and when they come through. But I want to know, did you feel it? Did you feel the push by the dark energy? It was not a good energy at all. It wasn't, you all. And you may feel it in your chest. You may sense it, the heaviness, all of it. You may be feeling all of it. The heaviness, the like an impending something coming. I don't really like to sit down. I don't. I like to stand up. Something coming. I might want to sit down. Yeah. Sudden thud of negative energy early this AM. There is something causing it. There is. And there is an influx of, I don't know, it's like portals being opened and stuff like that. And there are those who may not believe in portals. They may not, but they do exist. Energy travels. We've got energy in our body, electrical currents and stuff. It travels through the wires, everything. It travels through the spiritual realm. And if it can find the slightest crack, that energy is going to attach itself to it, the slightest bit, and it's going to literally make anything that might be happening, the slightest negative thought, it will make it expand big time, just like that. Or if something like breaks down, it's going to cause it to do that. A portal opens tomorrow, Dave. What kind of a portal? Yeah. Oh, I slept well last night. I really did. Portal. Tomorrow's I don't know what portal would be open. I don't really follow that kind of stuff. All I know is there's like a negative energy that is, it's in the air. It's a big push. And I know that that energy that's trying to push through doesn't like anybody sharing any type of a truth whatsoever. It does not want to shed any light on anything of the light. It will do its best to keep the light from shining and succeeding. It really will. It's a 1222 portal. Let's see this right here. Portholes. Okay, portals. I've got it. I don't really want that. Hold on this for a second, you all. Let me do this right here. All right. I don't want that light up there shining in my eye, so I had to turn off the other light. Though I can turn this light on right here. This is a lot better. Hello there from Louisiana, you all. Hello. So you may not have got the notification of the video this morning, right here, of these ships that showed up. This was one ship, you all. There were so many ships that showed up at the observatories yesterday, and it's undeniable what we're looking at. And there is a big push. There is a big push. This video was done on the YouTube. There's a big push by the darkness to keep all of this information out. They don't want it to get out. They do not at all. And look at this big ship right here by the observatories. I documented it coming in too. And if you look below it, you can see there's another light ship below it too. These dark ships, I don't resonate with them because they literally, I just don't like them. I don't like them whatsoever. But I am feeling within my being that there's been some type of an agreement made with these forces right here. There's been some type of an agreement, and it was not to benefit the majority of the people. It wasn't. I think that there's been some type of agreement made with them, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Trying to comment here, but it won't let you. Michela Carrington, don't feel bad, because on my channel, the comments are being held back. They don't show up to maybe 20 minutes in between comments at times. 20 minutes for the whole entire channel in the comment section, because this channel is being throttled. Your comments are being throttled. I'm not sure if other people who have channels is having the same thing happen. I'm sure some are not having it happen, but for others, they are. They are. They made earth food. Oh my goodness, Dave, honey. Yeah. You're light and love. That's right. To everyone on this channel, you all. The insectoids. You know, I read something. I didn't read something. I was going to read something last night, and I started listening to it. In 1950, AI was first introduced in 1950. And I thought, how coincidental. That's when it was officially like recognized. And what happened before that? You know what happened. The landing, the Roswell, the Admiral Byrd, a lot of things started happening. A lot of things. And it's just accelerated is what has happened. Good afternoon, you all. So can you feel that? I'm going to stick to my topic. Can you feel it? Did you feel it? It's the energy. It's a very negative energy that is bearing down on humanity. And it doesn't matter where you're at. If you're trying to keep your vibration up, if you're trying to keep the space and the peace within you, you may be coming up against an enormous obstacle. an enormous force. I'm not going to say the negative energy is not enormous force. It is a very enormous force, and it takes a lot more energy out of you to stand up against it. It really does, because it's not easy. Hello, Applebrooks, honey. It's not easy to stand up against the energy that is here, because this energy is relentless. It is relentless. It will not stop. That's how it operates. And since it will not stop, we have to be like that too. We have to be relentless in our pushing back against this negative energy that's out there. And it's everywhere. It's in the things that you see, in the things that you hear. It may be in the people around you. You know that the energy is out there. And it's not pleasant. It's not pleasant to deal with it, because it like siphons out your energy too. And I think that's its go, to make you so weak to where you don't push back, to where you give up. But you must never give up, you all. We can't give up. We can't. Um, your high vibration. Brooke, honey, that's wonderful. Yes, you all. That's right. Oh my goodness. That's right, you all. So, and let me see this. So I'm going to look at the comments too, you all, when I see them up here. I'm looking too, you all. There's a lot of negative trolls also that get in comment sections, and they make their rounds on the channels on social media. Since it's the weekend, they must not be working. They must not be, you all. If you visualize love for all, increase your light vibration. What do you think you manifest? Sometimes there's things in this earth, on this earth, that we have no control over, and it manifests because some of those things are much greater than we are. And it's on a global scale. Like if something is really bad happening, and it would not be right to say, well, humanity manifested it. No, humanity did not manifest that. The darkness manifested it. The darkness is very powerful. The light's powerful too, but there's things that are set in motion that is way beyond our personal spiritual control, even as a collective at this point. Hello. Oh, the sun is blasting and you want to go outside. It's cold outside and the sun is still flashing. It's flashing if you go to the live webcams. If you're all just tuning in, that ship that I showed this morning was not the only ship. There's lots of ships. This is a long black ship showing up at the observatory. There were so many ships there, and I know that the algorithms and how they're programmed, they're not going to let me show everything I want to show. They're not going to let me. It's like a controlled release of stuff. You all, this is a big black ship from the observatories. You can see it, and it's not alone. And they cloak themselves in the clouds. They travel in the clouds. This is the south-facing view of this right here, south-facing view. And it's clear what we're looking at. It's long black ships, and probably even has windows in it too. I don't know where these black ships are coming from. I have no idea. Somebody let them in. Somebody called for them is what I think. Somebody called these black ships, or some kind of energy got here and it called it. We know that there is a dark energy on this earth. We know that because our world's been turned upside down, and we know that CERN is looking for plasma. It wants to find dark matter. It does. It wants to find dark matter. Look at these ships down here, but these are like the light ships down here too. Why are you showing it like this, Gina? Because at times I'm shadow banned. The majority of the time, I'm shadow banned. Yeah. That's how it is, you all. That is exactly how it is. Um, yeah, did you feel it, you all? Because it's out there. The negative energy's out there. And I'm wondering if with this negative energy, this like dark energy or whatever, is it greater when the weather outside is not in the ideal conditions? Is it greater when the barometric pressure isn't, like at a normal level? Um, Something like that. Yeah. We haven't spoken on CERN in a long time. I haven't done very many videos lately on CERN, but we do have a playlist on CERN. I think on here is what's happening, you all. Just don't give up. Whatever you do, please don't give up. Fight, push back against the energy. And I know it's hard. I know it's difficult because you probably don't have that much energy reserves in you as it is, spiritual energy to push back. It's hard to get the motivation. It's easy. It's easy for someone. Now, let me tell you this. It's very easy for someone whose vibration is really high, and they keep it up because they literally tune out the whole entire world. They don't interact with people like this on a daily basis or even, think about it because they're all in their own little bubble. It's easy for someone whose vibration is at a constant high, a constant level, and the whole entire world is shut out to tell you that, yeah, it's easy. Just get your vibration up. Uh, no, it's not that easy. Because if you're in the world and you're having to interact with it on a daily basis and you have real world problems in your personal life and in your relationships, it's not that easy to give somebody advice when you got your life and no problems at all going on in your life, but someone else's life, they have all kinds of things happening. It'd be easy to say, well, you manifested it. No, no, they didn't manifest it. Sometimes bad things happen to good people. They do. And oftentimes you might be seeing lately a lot of bad things have been happening to a lot of good people, and good people did not manifest it. So that's something to literally wrap your mind around. Try to wrap your mind around it. If you're doing everything you should and you're living your life according as you should, why do you got all these bad things happening? It's not that you did something bad. It's like this proverb, like fish are caught in a cruel net, so men and women are trapped by evil times that fall unexpectedly upon them. And that's what happens. These things like this, unexpectedly, they'll come out of nowhere and you don't even have time to prepare. You think you're prepared. You think you know how you're going to react when something like that, circumstances that are negative in nature, come your way. You think you're going to be strong enough to stand up and, think straight when it happens, if it should come. But when it does, when you're right there in the moment, it's not that easy to stand. It is not, because you're face to face. It's easier to just speak about it. Oh, well, this is exactly what I would do if this was happening. Really? Well, what if you're in that situation and it's happening to you? Is it that easy? You may say, oh, yeah, because I'm a strong person. No, no, you all. It doesn't work that way. The advice that we give others, it may not be the advice that they need. It may not be that type of advice. It might work for you, but it doesn't work for others. And it's not that easy. It isn't. Just ask the person who cannot pay their rent. They don't have enough money to pay their utility bill, enough money to buy groceries. They've lost their job. They've got a family. And it's not that easy for them to keep their vibration up all the time. It's not. That's the cold, hard facts. It's not that easy at all. It's very, very difficult. Is it impossible? No, it's not impossible. Um, Is it going to be uncomfortable? Yes, it's going to be uncomfortable, and you're going to have to pull yourself together, and it's going to be a day by day struggle. If you're somebody in a situation like that, it's a struggle, and it is very, very hard. And it's not that easy, you all. It's not. Um, I would encourage everyone, I encourage myself, don't give up no matter what comes your way. Even though you may be in that situation, don't give up. Fight back against the negative. Fight back and try to maintain some type of normalcy in your life, some type of a grounding until you can get yourself stabilized in order to like move on beyond that situation that you've got yourself into. Sometimes people, when their world gets turned upside down, they have to start all over from scratch. And that's a big time struggle. That's very, very hard to do because you may feel like you're down in the dumps big time and that you'll never crawl out of that hole that you found yourself into. But there is hope, you all. There really is hope. I know it's hard. I know it's tough. You can make it. Even though you may have darkness all around you, push back against it. Push back against it and make the best of your situation. If you make the best of your situation and you keep trying to think positive and keep trying to better it, it does get better. Even if it's like little by little, it will get better down the road as long as you don't give up. As long as you don't give up, you all. And sometimes, we may be forced to adapt to a totally different lifestyle, a life of comfort to a life of not so comfortable at all. Very, very uncomfortable. Um, and it literally, it will test you to the core of your being. It will. Um, hello. Yes, you got to pray. Pray. Ground yourself. And some people don't have anyone to turn to. Nobody. Nobody to turn to. Nobody that can help them. Even if they're like some things you deal with, nobody can fix it but yourself because it's internal and it's within your own relationships and stuff, and it's on the inside of you. Nobody can fix it because sometimes you have decisions you've got to make, and no one but you can make those decisions, regardless of how negative the consequences may be. No one but you can make them. So when you're making decisions like that and you found yourself in a situation where you've got to make an enormously hard decision and there's going to be a lot of negative consequences to it, think hard and pray, get prayed up. Try to just cover everything that you possibly can, because I know it's not going to be easy. It's not an easy road. It's not, you all. I don't even know how I got on this subject. I don't. I was talking about, did you feel it? Did you feel it? Because a lot of people are having to make some major life changing decisions in their life right now. They are. And they don't know where to start and they don't know what will happen down the road. You got to walk step by step, one step at a time. And faith. You got to have faith to keep going. If you give up, you'll never know. You will never know. You won't know what happened if you give up. You can't give up. You got to keep going and push back against the darkness. Push back against the force that put you in that situation that you found yourself into. It literally just things happen overnight, and your life can change overnight. Sometimes for the worse. Um, yeah. And really, what kind of advice can you give someone like that when their life has literally been turned upside down? What advice can you give them? You can talk all pretty, all happy and whatever stuff, but it's not really doing anything to the inside of them because their spirit is mourning on the inside. Their spirit is broken. Their spirit is crying out, and they need all the encouragement they can get. They don't need you coming over here acting all cheery and all that, you all. If somebody's spirit is broken and you're just giggling and laughing and oh, it's going to get better and you're joking around, that's not doing nothing for their spirit. It isn't, because their spirit's broken and they're broken. What they need is some love, and they need a peacefulness, a calmness, a reassurance, okay, because they're not feeling like happy like you might be right now. They are not. They're not. Their life is in a serious mode and they've got serious issue that they're dealing with. So no, you can't be going to people like that, giggling and cutting up when they're broken in two. There's something serious that has happened, and their spirit is not in a rejoicing mood. Okay, you all, whoever this is, that right there is for somebody. That right there, whatever I just said, is for somebody who is in that situation, and somebody's sitting there trying to make light. Oh, it's going to get better. You're laughing, and they're not. You're not doing them no good. You're not. You're not. You're not doing them no good at all if you're doing that to them. Um, Sometimes they need space too. Sometimes they need time alone to figure out um, on the inside how they're going to go forward. Okay, they do. Yeah, and if they don't want to come around you, oh, come on over. No, sometimes people need time to themselves. Sometimes they might need a few days to figure everything out. And they're not going to go into a downward, deep down depression. They just need time to themselves, you all, to work it out, because you can't work out other people's problems for them. You cannot. They're their only ones. You can encourage them and be there for them. You can. Yeah. Oh, you're so welcome. You are, and that's okay. Yeah, it's all right. You're going to make it through as long as you don't give up, and it's going to be very difficult. And the decisions you make may take you on another totally different road that you're unfamiliar with, but hopefully, um, if you know within your spirit really on the inside, that this is the only way out, if your spirit knows it, then it should be fine down the road. It may not be fine right now, but as you get down the road, you may feel an enormous load off your shoulders. You may. And yeah, don't give up on yourself either, you all. Don't give up on yourself, okay? That's an important thing. Don't do it. Don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on others either. Don't. Just don't do it. Don't give up on others either. And it's hard to deal with people because they relate to others in a different way than you probably relate to them. And it's okay. We're different at times, and we deal with our situations in a different manner than some people do, and it's all right. It is. It's okay to be different. It is. Just don't give up. That's the main thing. Don't give up. There's dark energy all around. It's trying to break us in two. It's trying to knock us down, keep us down, and walk all over us, more or less, and to defeat us. Yeah, it wants us to raise that white flag. I surrender. Okay, you win. No, 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 no. They've underestimated the human spirit inside this being. Yeah. No, you don't have to be a doormat. You don't have to wave the white flag to the enemy, the darkness. I give up. You win. I'm just going to throw my hands up in the air. I'm not going to work toward nothing. I'm not going to do nothing. I'm just going to wallow in my misery. No, you're not going to wallow in your misery. Don't you dare do that, you all. You ain't, no. You don't need to raise that white flag surrendering to the darkness. No, you're a warrior. And warriors, they push through. They push through. A true warrior is the last one standing, okay? Because they fight till the death. They do. The last one standing against all odds. That's a true warrior. And that's what you are, a true warrior. You stand until you can't stand no more. You stand until it's time for you to leave this earth, okay? You stand up against all odds. You stand your ground and you keep pushing forward. You don't give up. You don't give up. That's a true warrior. You're stronger than you realize you are. Whoever this is for, you're so much stronger. Don't let people tell you that you're not, because you know down on the inside of you, there's a spirit waiting to rise within you, a warrior spirit waiting to rise up within you um, to help you. There is. Don't give up. And push back against that darkness that comes against you, that tries to turn your life upside down and destroy yourself, destroy you, your children, your spouse, your family, your friends, your entire life. Push back against it. Say, no, not today. Not today. And that's what it is. One day. It's not the whole of your life. It's not today. You're not doing it. You're not. Uh, it doesn't have the authority to destroy your life. It can like make one day of your life or several days or weeks of your life miserable, but it don't got the authority to destroy your whole entire life and take your life away from you because you're not going to give it to it. Okay? Just because you have a few bad days or you've had a bad like a few months in your life doesn't mean that the whole rest of your life to come and before it was miserable. No, because that would be a lie of the enemy. Okay, it would. Your life's not over. It's not over yet. So don't give up. Okay, don't give up. You need to just let that spirit of the warrior rise up within you. You can do it. You can. I am going to go, you all. My words are done. I don't know how I got onto it. Don't give up. Push back against that darkness. You don't need to raise that white flag and surrender. You don't. You're stronger than you realize, and you will get help from the spiritual realm when you pray and mean it earnestly within your heart or meditate. Situations can change like that. They can. And tomorrow's another day and another minute, even like a minute from now, your life could change for the better. It can. Things can start to turn around. So there's always hope. There is. So with that being said, I'm going to go, you all. And we got ships at the observatory, light ships. We got dark ships too, long black ships at the observatory. And those are real too. They're part of the battle. But that's a different battle. That's a different battle. It's not your battle. Your battle may be right here in this earthly realm within your own personal life, okay? Within yourself too. But that's okay. You can do it because that spirit of a warrior can rise up within you, and it will as long as you let it. So with that being said, hello, wherever you are in any part of the world. Hello. From my heart to yours, love you. Have a wonderful rest of your afternoon, you all. Love.